Hey everyone, how are you guys tonight? I didn't check my sound or video, so if somebody could just let me know if you can see me and hear me, that would be awesome. Just there it is. Thank you. So how you guys doing tonight? Hello, my brother Kevin. Hey William. Absolutely. Absolutely. Big thank you to anybody who served and to those who paid the ultimate price for our freedom. Uh, Hello, Miss Metal. Yes, I am in the 7:30 time zone. You are in the twilight zone, Mr. Kevin. Yes, hot tonight, bad hair day. Hey, widows. Hello, my sister D. No bacon. Hold the bacon. Extra coffee. Hold the bacon. I hope the weather is better for you, Kevin. I hope there's no more sudden hammering of tornadoes. Miss Metal, if it wasn't for Down the Rabbit Hole with Dee and Mr. Kevin, this channel would definitely not exist. They are the ones that helped me make it and encouraged me to do it. Hey, Okikon. Hey, Minuteman. Oh, that's awesome. I hope you are doing better. I'm thinking about maybe, turning like Wednesday nights into singles night. Totally kidding. If I'm missing you, I am so sorry. It's totally on accident. Hey, Kiss Off. Bug Out, how you doing? Hey, Shorty. Absolutely. Hey, CUCV. Say watching from the. Yep. And I am in the People's Republic of New Yorkistan. Messages people don't chop. I gave up that job. I've passed the torch on to somebody new. Hey, Lefty Lisa. Oh, be safe. There's a lot of wicked storms going through. Hey, Rocksteady, how you doing? I feel like, hey, Turning Guns. Did you say good morning? Where are you that it's morning? Or are you just saying good morning? Oh. Yeah, anybody who's in these path of these storms, please stay safe. Hey, my Renaissance grandma, how are you? I'm not actually reading the chat. I was just so I hope if somebody's saying anything to me, just if you like highlight me or anything or caps. Oops, I'm almost deleting comments. Kiss Off is awesome. Someone. I feel like I missed something. So how you guys doing? No, Miss D, it was mostly you and Kevin. Yep, I'm all over the place with the comments. So how you guys doing tonight? I don't really have a. I wasn't sure if anybody would actually be around, considering holiday holiday and all. So I really don't have a. Hey, Celtic Grandma. I really don't have a subject other than how you guys doing tonight. You're awesome, brother. Oh no, what's going on? Is it I keep missing your lives, Miss Meadow. I get your notification sometimes 3 to 4 hours after the fact, and I don't understand why. I actually left you a message on one of them today because it told me you were just going live, and then when I went there, it was like it happened 4 hours ago, and I'm like, seriously, I don't understand what's going on. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm scared. Oh no. I will definitely keep you in my prayers. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's happening to a couple of different channels, and what I'll do is I'll unsubscribe, resubscribe, hit the notification again, and it doesn't help. It just tells me after the fact. HSB, now known as, I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. Yeah, if there's if you follow Casey Little Owl, she does amazing things with different things. She knows amazing homemade remedies that it blows my mind how much stuff she knows. So if there's any possible way of helping, she'll know it. I know. I think she's in YouTube jail at the moment. I think she's. I think she said she could come back on Thursday. Oh, don't apologize. It's all good. Hey, Irishman. I was just thinking about you. Anyone stressed over the loss of a loved one in the military? That's a really good subject. Hey, little lone prepper. It's a rare to see that. Check my mission. I keep getting sick with stomach pains. Oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry. I will definitely keep you in my prayers. But yeah, if you don't follow her, definitely look her up. She is amazing. And she has all of this stuff that that really helps people. Hey, Frank. I did have a great day. I hope you do as well. So, does anybody have anything that they want to talk about or are stressed over? Yeah, she really is. So, yeah. Oh, what you cooking? Right? She's amazing. I've never heard anybody say that she's not. So, oh crap. Ugh, that sucks. People suck. Sorry, Miss Metal, that happened to you. No extra bacon. Bacon will kill you. You know what? Dealing with family can sometimes be very hard and very stressful. Are you feeling better now? Let's talk about getting seconds pennies on. I was misdiagnosed for 10 years and suffered from the medication. They said it was bipolar when I had chronic anxiety. You know, it's I think they do that a lot, and that's a really good one. The I mean, this is okay. So let me again my disclaimer: I am not a doctor. I am not a therapist. I've had zero medical training at all. So take anything I say with a grain of salt. Do your own research. I don't like medication. I was on it. They put me on it for a long time. I hated it. I couldn't wait to get off of it. I They diagnosed me with depression, and again I had really bad anxiety, and they kept telling me you have you have depression. Of course I have depression. I'm afraid to leave my house. So my depression came from my anxiety. So solve my anxiety, you stop my depression. So yeah, I can see they definitely misdiagnosed, and they're so quick with those pills. I am definitely all about getting, different opinions, but not just doctors. Go to therapists that deal just with whatever situation you're having. Hey, Jima. I don't like it. They want to give you all the stuff. They gave me originally, they gave me Xanax and they put me on 2 milligrams a day. That's a lot. They gave me point 0.5, I think it's milligrams, whatever they gave me point 0.5s 4 times a day. I literally slept for 2 solid weeks. Plus, they put me on, I don't know, Zoloft and all sorts of stuff back in the day. It made me a zombie, and it didn't do anything to cure my depression because coming off of that stuff was horrible. You had to basically detox yourself from all of this medicine. It not pretty. uh, this was in my 20s and 30s, and now I'm free. Meditate a lot, eat better, and deal with my fears of the past. That's great. That's awesome. Meditating, I know that's good for a lot of people. Hey, Pilgrim. Meditating doesn't work for me. That actually, I think, causes me more anxiety than it helps me. But yeah, I mean, my biggest suggestion would be before you start taking pills, unless it's something, life threatening, where you literally, you just can't deal with life at all. My suggestion is look around first, see if you have other options, if it's doable. Again, I am not a doctor, so please don't take this as doctor's advice. But I do think they do it a lot. Hey, William. Oop. Actually, he is the end of June. I spoke to him. I didn't know that he was. I was on, I think it was Orlando Prepper. I was on his, and he was speaking with him. That's the first time I had ever seen him. And he had said he was a therapist. So I subscribed to his channel and realized that he was a therapist. But yes, I appreciate that. I would, it's the first thing I did. I emailed him and asked him if he would mind being a guest on the channel. I think it's, the end of June. It's going to be on a Friday night because that's what his schedule would allow. I'm skipping all around. Is Papa's going on tonight? I didn't see anything. Oh, that sounds delicious. What time should I be there for dinner? If I missed you, I'm very sorry. I don't mean to. You always have the most unique sayings. What's your other one? Your hair on a frog split three ways? Do you see? Yes. But that's not how you spell your name. Yep. And it's funny because we just said something today. We were actually watching TV, and every third, not even third, like every other commercial is for medication. And I'm just like, mm, disclaimer. I swear they create diseases just so they can create cures. I'm thinking you're talking about the Xanax. Yeah, it literally, I slept for 2 weeks. I don't remember those 2 weeks at all. Hey, Devil Dog. I wanted to give me medicated but I didn't take it. I think it was just situational presence time. And I do. I'm the same way. I can get depressed over things. Whether I actually have it or not, it doesn't affect my life. So if they actually want to tell me that I have it, well, it doesn't need medication as far as I'm concerned for me. But yeah, I can definitely get situational. And again, my opinion, I don't think you need medication for situational depression. I think you need to. I think you need to find other means. Sorry, squirreling out over here. Is that Metal's father? Is that who you're talking about? Okay. Yes, the more you guys chat, the less you're focused on me. That's perfect. I never did like people listening to me. Hey, Rabbit. That's it. I knew it was something like that. I was tempted to only get my soul saved. I think somebody gave you some misinformation with that one, Rabbit. Oh, Papa's. Oh, no. I hope he's okay. Send a prayer for him. You know what I hate? Doctors look at your medical history and then try to guess. Like when I went to the flare up, the first thing the doctor says, "Are you eating?" Like it's an yeah, I agree with you 100%. I'm not sure which I said because I'm all over in chat. Oh my God. I think the doctors are getting absolutely. I think they're getting paid kickbacks from almost every single medication that they prescribe. It's just, I mean, have you heard of all these diseases out there now? What they do, these things that they're trying to fix? I'm like, I don't even understand where are all of these new diseases coming from? Hey, J3. They're not cures. Exactly. They're band-aids. And they're band-aids that they get a kickback from. No, no, he needs a salad to hold the bacon. Actually, my cure for everything is homemade chicken soup and pure grape juice. I've been doing it since I was a teenager. I swear it cures almost everything. I need medication for mean and ornery. You are so far from mean and ornery, Kevin. It's not you. There's no way. I was trying to say something funny, but I didn't have anything in my head. Oh, that's what. See, now that's what I'm trying to do. You know what? I always swore I would never, ever, ever get in front of a camera. You know, people, oh, do you have a channel? Absolutely not. Never. It will never happen. But I also said I'm not an expert in anything, so I would. There was nothing for me to have a channel on. You know, I watch these channels and those channels, different things, and I listen, I learn, I know a little bit about a little bit of everything, but I definitely no expert, so there was no way. Then as I was talking to people and realized that how many people have anxiety and panic attacks and how many people are actually suffering, especially in this community. And I feel like it goes together, even though I can't find a correlation of anything that they studied on. But I was like, and then one day I woke up and it was like something hit me, and I swear God was telling me, you need to make a channel where people can go and talk about this because this is what people need right now. So here I am doing this, bumbling like an idiot, but I'm doing my best. So, but that's exactly what I wanted, just where you can come here and people here, either can sympathize, know somebody who has one, or is going through it themselves. And, people can offer different solutions because nobody, nobody gets treated the same way. Things that work for me can have the opposite effect on somebody else. Some people, like the CBDC oil, which I don't even know if I got the initials right, that gives me major anxiety. So that is not good for me. Some people like meditation, not good for me. Most people hate change. I love it. So, everything is very unique to you, but you might find something that somebody else might say that you're like, oh, I've never tried that one before. So let's see what maybe that'll help. Or sometimes you're just like, oh, you know what? I said it out loud, and sometimes that just takes the power away from it. There you go. My nephew's son is watching that and asking me if he can invite you all over. Who? My nephew's son watching the chat and asked me if he could invite you all over. What, HU? Does he have anxiety? Is that? As much as they'll let you get away with it. I said they live all over the world. They won't be gone by the time I get here. Oh. How old is he? Hey, Moldy Shoulder, how you doing? Good afternoon, evening, Jay Unleashed. I don't know why I'm saying morning. Normally I do these in the morning. I just changed to evenings. I'm answering for Uncle Frank. Hey, Nana. Aw. Anything Lupus syndrome is usually a specific set of different symptoms, most of them cleared with diet, lifestyle changes, and under a normal part of life. You don't need medication. That exactly. That is. There you go. That's what I was trying to say. You just summed it up for me perfectly. Thank you. Hey, Wisconsin Farm Boy. How are you? Yep, my opinion too. Oh, who's a smarty pants? It's starting to pour here again. We've gotten some really weird weather. Yep, absolutely. Amen. That's what today should all be about. Absolutely. Talking can, it amazes me how much lighter you can feel after you just kind of let everything go. I swear it takes away power. It's one of the things I've always said. If you're having a panic attack and you're in the middle of someplace and people start to look at you, if you tell them you're having a panic attack, again, to me, it takes away its power and helps. Most people understand and they're like, okay. Gotcha. You know what? And it's the world has now is catering to it. I swear they actually want you to be anxious and socially distant from everybody. So I think that, I mean, yes, what's going on is definitely causing it, but I also think they are causing it on purpose separately, if that makes sense. I'm an expert on, oh, that's awesome. I'm not even an expert on that. So, right? It definitely works. Aw, I love you, D. I don't know what that is. But if it's going to make me see awesome colors, then hey, bring it on. Hey, Tiger, how are you, my sister? You're pushing, you're a bacon pusher, Faith. You're a pusher. And if you, oh yeah, I wouldn't wish someone my worst enemy. Yeah, it's horrible. And you know what? When I had my first one, and then they told me that's what it was, I went into a whole spiral of worrying that I was going to have another one. So, what happens when you worry you're going to have a panic attack? You have another one. And then when you have that one, it just spirals completely out of control. So, the way you talk to yourself is really important. I didn't know that at the beginning, and I just spiraled completely out of control. And that works for some people. You see, you know what? It's funny because most people who have any kind of anxiety, they do not like change. And me, I love change. Most of it, not everything, but most of the time I love change. Hey, Ghetto, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? That's awesome. It has the opposite effect on me. But I know a lot of people do that and it helps them a lot. Me, that causes that. Causes more anxiety. So I just don't do it anymore. And let me tell you, both my husband and my youngest son, they like to do that. So I have it, and they both want to see me do it. I don't know why. My anxiety is a lot worse in the winter. I hate driving to work on the snow and the ice. I get a lot of lake effects snowing. Oh, yeah, I would be a nervous wreck. I mean, but that's not, I mean, that there's a reason for that. You're not just having anxiety because you're just having it. I mean, that's a pretty good reason, but I understand. Yeah, that's, I would never be able to do that. I actually am able to come home for lunch. I only work about 6 miles from home. So in the snow, they know if it's snowing outside, I'm calling in. That was cute. That was from a movie too. I'm all about journaling. Oh, that's a wonderful idea. You know what? You're the first person to, I believe, suggest this on here, unless I missed somebody else say it. But yeah, that's wonderful. Oh, I love that idea. Hey, Stray Kitten, how are you? When I had situation in depression and begged for medication to help me function, the therapist refused. When I wasn't depressed, I was told I was depressed. Wow. Yeah, you know what? I mean, if you can't function and medication is the way to go, I'm not knocking it, so don't think I am. But yeah, I mean, that's anxiety is really, really hard to deal with sometimes. I mean, I was completely agoraphobic. I wouldn't leave my house. So in order to get me out of the house, they had to put me on medication. It's just they put me on way too much. But yeah, they can't get it right. I swear, they're just like they're just guessing, or it depends on who's getting a kickback for what. They must. There you go. Oh, awesome. Only after the bacon is gone. Hey, Brian, how are you? Yeah, it's insane. I mean, we were getting torrential downpours before. I mean, and they came out of nowhere. And then we got these massive lightning and thunderstorms. I mean, I love looking at them. I love a good storm as long as I'm inside and there's no threat of any kind of damage, which there wasn't. So those are my favorite storms. My dog doesn't like it. She hates the boomies. Hmm. You're a pusher, Faith. Crazy elements problems were the same frequency as I used to. You know what? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I believe they're doing a lot of things that they shouldn't be touching. Nope. See, they're inducing it as a weapon. There's social media, and they're what, the 5G? Yeah, I mean, just look at everything. They've made it so there's no contact anymore. How many kids do you know that are 25 and under that can't talk to anybody? They can't make a phone call. I mean, my son, he is 22, and he would rather pay extra just to order through an app than to call up and order food. Even if he's going to pick it up himself, he will still pay an extra fee to order it through the app because they can only order it through DoorDash or something, not the restaurant website itself. And I'm like, you're paying a fee for that. He's like, so? I'm like, call up and order your food. You're going to pick it up anyway. He's like, no, I just do it this way. They, I don't, this whole no contact is so bad for anxiety. It's so enabling. It's horrible. Trapped in the vibrations. Love you back. Who's going to ban you? Me? For pushing bacon? Probably not. Now, was that Faith you're talking about? I'm not sure. These have panic attacks when we were forced to wear masks in the groceries. Oh, yeah. Yes. You know what? I couldn't. I actually had to get a doctor's note. Not that I believed in them anyway, but the second I put it on, I thought I was going to pass out. I was like, there's no way. And I got a doctor's note, and I was forced to at work wear one of those stupid face shields anyway. And well, they didn't have them at first. So with my doctor's note, I had to walk around work and without one. And people would give me the worst looks. I was like, I'm not putting that over my face. It's not going to happen. And I never, I was never happy for asthma before, but I have asthma, and that's the reason I got the doctor's note, because I told them I was passing out every time I put it on. Yeah, it's insane. And you know what? People were getting beat up for masks, not wearing masks. It was insane. This is called Bad Hair Day. Yep. First time I had one, I thought I was having a heart attack. I ended up in the emergency room. It's amazing what stress will do to you and what it does to the body. It's it really play with your brain. Oof. Nobody needs to see that. Common misconception of panic attacks is that I'd never worsen as the other. It's all about a reaction to the panic attack. Exactly. That's why talking to yourself is so important. You have to be very careful about what you are telling yourself. If you are telling yourself that everything is okay, then you are going to be okay, or at least it won't be as bad as the last one. Check your body, make sure that you are relaxing, relax your shoulders, relax your face, anything else that might be clenched up, your fists, your toes, anything like that. Make sure you relax it and make sure you are talking to yourself, saying that it's just a panic attack and it's going to be fine. It does help. If you say, oh my God, what if, what if, what if, you're going to spiral more. So you have to be careful of how you talk to yourself. I liked that word, snazzy. Why was everybody missing? Weed can make you paranoid. It relaxes me, but sometimes it causes me to be a little paranoid. It makes me completely paranoid. I'm all about adventure. It forces me to face my anxiety. See, now that is awesome. That is exactly what you need to do. I mean, not everybody can do it. I can't. But that is exactly what you need to do. You need to face your fears. I have I have gotten much much better. I mean, this when I was at the height of it, I was in my 20s, and I couldn't go anywhere though. I've gotten much better. Hey Dana, so who won? I wanted to stay at Hudson. I already made this a half an hour later. I was like, I didn't know if Papa was going on, so I didn't want to make it too late. But who won? I hope it was Eric or Southern Tiered Pepper. I hope it was one of those two. Yeah, I knew what you meant. I didn't know there was a coffee. I don't like bacon. Yeah. Okay, yeah, loves change. Wait, what does bacon have to do with change? I'm really confused. Hey, Garrett, how are you? I didn't see you sneak in. I saw somebody say hello to you. I don't know how far I am behind in the chat. I can agree with the 5G causing issues. There's an article on Scientific American website that talks about the state impacts of the phone frequencies on the brain. They're stronger. I believe that. I have a girlfriend who actually, I know you guys are gonna, go with the tinfoil hat thing, but she said since she no longer sleeps with her phone next to her, and she takes a little piece of foil and she puts it like over her heart. She swears it makes her feel better. She says all those vibrations are making her sick, and she swears it makes her feel better. So, I mean, I don't know if it's just in her mind or if it's actually doing something, but either way, if she's feeling better, then good for her. It's working. Hey, Happy Mac. I went outside like I'm terrified when I heard that. I can't stop myself. Well, as long as you're not running into traffic, if you're just running to If you're running away from it, I mean, maybe somebody can help you and give you a better option. But if you're like running to do exercise, like a lot of people do exercise and run it off, I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Hey, Teresa, how are you? Hey, Devil Dog. Gonna go with no. Again, just my opinion, but I'm thinking that it probably causes more problems than it helps. Just saying. Hey, Wolf. Howdy. Clean in PJs, check them over. Good. No, thank God. Oh, you're such a good dad. Have a wonderful night, Frank. Thanks for coming in. I got anxiety. I don't leave my house much because I don't like people. You know what? I understand that completely. I am not a big people person these days either. I've been having so much general anxiety for having issues with my home and not finding an affordable contractor will get back to me. Sometimes I just try to, yeah, that helps, but does. Uh, I'm sorry. I totally understand that. What's with the contractors these days? They just don't show up. I like they don't need work or something. I'm not really sure. We just had two people who did not show up that we hired people for. One was to take down a large bush, and one was to seal the driveway. And both of them just didn't show up. But that goes like right across when we put the deck on. We I don't know how many people we called. Only half of them that said that they were going to come and give us an estimate did, and out of like the five people who showed up to give us an estimate, only two of them gave us an estimate. The other ones came, took all the measurements, and then like never gave us the estimate. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, what's wrong with you people? So I get it. Dealing with contractors suck. Okay. One could do just like on life's terms. It's not an easy path takes action to gain results are life changing. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Even if you're on medication, you should. Again, in my opinion, you should be working to try and get off of it if possible. I know it's not possible for absolutely everybody. Everybody's got a different situation. Vision. That's harder to say when I'm not typing that. Comes out funny. Oh, I'm big into that. And you know what? I mean, I will get in my car and I will blast the radio and I will sing at the top of my lungs. Singing actually helps your anxiety because it forces you to breathe correctly. When you have panic attacks, you are usually hyperventilating, even if you don't know it, because it's not you can't breathe hyperventilating. Your breathing is off. So when you sing, you actually regulate your breathing so you're doing it correctly. And pick your music. I like the heavy stuff, especially when I'm having anxiety. I will go for heavy metal. and I will sing at the top of my lungs. And you know what? I'll go, put my windows down, even if it's freezing out. I'll blast my heat if I need to. Put my windows down, and people can hear me singing. Well, that sucks for them because I can't sing. But yeah, music, I think, some people like soothing music. That causes me more anxiety. Yeah, anybody who wants to drop a link to their channel, please, just ask one of the mods, and because we have a lot of good channels in here. Wow, how far behind am I in the chat? It doesn't give me. I don't know how to put the time thing on. I've found it a few times, but oh no, Wolf, is that your wife? I saw somebody ask about your wife. I hope she's okay. Yeah, that was horrible. I wonder sometimes if they did that on purpose. They let that stuff loose just so they can make the world like this. Yep, enabling. Hey, Zombie Force. I didn't see you sneak in either, but somebody's saying hello to you. Socialization, which could lead to a lagging. Yes. Yes. I never even thought of that, but yes, you are 100% correct. Ooh, that sounds disgusting. No, it definitely does not fade. That sounds gross. Hey, Dawn, I don't know if I said hello to you. Aww. That's awesome. Hello, my friend, Simply Tony. Panic Attack saves my life on reading. You want to come up here? The link is at the top. I pinned it. I think I'm really behind, so I'm not sure what you're saying. You're agreeing with me. As for downright stupid when banks would yell your hat inside. So I cover my head, I'm a spec, so I cover my face, and they don't think I'm a frat. Exactly. The whole thing is ridiculous. And the fact that you can still walk into a bank with a mask on your face. Vision can't find my. Can somebody put up Zombie's link? And believing it will pass can help. Yep. Breathing when you are breathing and you're trying to get out of a panic attack. Well, it's actually the way you're supposed to breathe always. But what you're going to do is you're going to inhale and count. And then whatever you count to, it is a very personal counting. You don't have to count. If I say 5, that doesn't mean you have to count to 5. Whatever speed, whatever it is, you count and then you exhale double the amount. So if you count it to 5, exhale at 10, counting the same way, and keep doing that. Focus on that. Focus on counting how much you're breathing in and double it out. So not only is the focusing on the counting helping, but it's also causing you to breathe correctly. And yes, deep, deep breaths, not shallow. Shallow when you're shallow breathing, that's when you're hyperventilating. And that's when you can start to find spots and all sorts of other stuff. You're not going to pass out from that because your blood pressure is going up when you're panicking, but it will make you feel like you're going to pass out. Because that is YouTube. That's what they do. Every day that I'm the best thing since like bread, I am also the smartest guy in the universe. There you go. If you believe that, then that's awesome. And maybe you are. Who am I to tell you you're not? Oh, what did he win? Who, me? I didn't do anything. Why didn't you? I gave up. I gave up being Top Chat Mafia. I'm passing the torch on to somebody else. Everybody, live chat or top, not Top Chat. Hey, Ghetto.
Well, hello, Miss Coffee.
How are you?
I'm okay. Is my microphone and everything okay?
You're good by me.
All right. I'm out here working in the yard, and I had seen you. I seen your live come up.
Oh, cool.
Me and Duke's out here putting in some work, and this is. I just want to tell you, this is a great subject, especially within the type of communities that you're in. It's a really good subject to talk about because when or if SHTF happens or whatever, we're not going to have most of the devices that we believe work to help us, deduce our anxiety and panic and all that. We're not going to have any of that. We're going to be stuck in our head, and that's the most dangerous place
No, I
is being
agree.
stuck is being stuck in your own head.
I agree, 100%.
So so when I said panic attack saved my life, I kind of wanted to tell you about it. I don't talk about it too much. I'm not ashamed of any of it, but um, when my wife was pregnant with my daughter, I was uh, I was a drug addict. I was on lots of basically pills, and she was probably about 3 months in. Got on my knees, prayed to God, and I asked him, "I need something to get away from this demon. I need something." And long story short, not even 30 minutes later, I had what I felt at the time was the worst panic attack I've had in my life because I have all kinds of trauma from way back when. So I always had anxiety and panic and all that stuff. But this particular one really messed me up. But what it did was I started panicking, and then I kept panicking to where I actually went cold turkey on the drugs that I was taking. So I was in the middle of pretty much, I probably went through a similar situation as you did when you came agoraphobic because I was agoraphobic for about a year. And during that time, I didn't have no information. This was not pre-internet, but it was, wasn't too much on the internet to help me out. So I was alone, thinking I'm just nuts. Um, and I just locked myself up in our trailer, and I didn't do nothing. I couldn't go none. My poor wife had to do everything for me. Which, it took a lot away from when my daughter was born. Now I was there when she was born. There wasn't nothing gonna stop me on that one. But I was able to learn throughout the years from that, and in that experience, I was able to learn it's not the panic. It's not the panic attack that we're scared of. It's the reactions that we give ourselves, and that's what gives us more adrenaline in our body to where we think it's oh, this one's worse, this one's worse. And even by giving panic that kind of affirmation, it makes our brain even more scared of it the next time. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I barely got out of that one. No, you didn't. I mean, you were perfectly fine. I mean, this is what I tell myself anyway. Um, you've already had 12,000 heart attacks. You know what I mean? You've already died 12,000 times. I mean, And just by your nod of agreement, I know you know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Like,
yes,
oh,
I do.
this is the big one. Our minds will just make up the craziest things, and that's why I want to applaud you for actually bringing it up to this specific community, because that's all we're gonna have. When the lights go out or whatever happens, um, we're gonna be stuck in our own head, and that's why mental preparedness. It's three of them for me, right? Spiritual preparedness, mental preparedness, and physical preparedness. You can't go wrong with either, with those three.
Absolutely. That's exactly right. The whole flight or flight. And you're right. It's not the panic attack itself. It's how we react to it. It's a great perspective. That's exactly it.
Right, exactly. And what actually causes the panic, I'm not sure if everybody knows or whatever, is the actual second thought. That's what actually lights the fire of the panic. So you're sitting there, you're driving down the road, right? And you're worried you're just going to pass out, hyperventilate. You go through all those things. You're just going to wreck into somebody, whatever. That's the motivating thought for the adrenaline in your body, right? That's your anxiety. And then all of a sudden you get one thought, just one particular thought, and then boom, you're in the panic, right?
Hmm.
So what most people would do is they would pull over and stop and get out, and by pulling over, by stopping, um, Mac said something about when theirs happens, they run out of the house. But by doing what our mind is telling us to do, because it's fight or flight, our mind literally thinks that we got a lion chasing us.
Right.
Um, so we're running, but that's exactly what gives the fuel to the panic. That's what gives the fuel to the anxiety, by reminding ourselves that there's something to be scared of. You need to get your mind into the mindset of allowing the thoughts to happen. It's all about allowing and letting it happen. That's pretty much, face your fears type thing. And within our case, or people that deal with this type of stuff's case, you have to accept it. Like, you just have a bad imagination. None of it's ever hurt you physically. All those things that you think of has never actually happened. The intrusive thoughts, the irrational thinking of whatever the anxieties, telling you to do or not do, or whatever. By accepting that that's all they are, is you just got a great imagination, man. That's all. And that's what really helped me myself, is when you were saying people just talk to themselves. That's one big thing that helped me a lot was, um I just told myself, dude, you got a great imagination. You
Yeah.
got a great imagination. And even going through my time, there was a couple actual emergency events that I was cool as a cucumber. I tell you what, like, there was real emergency, real situation, and I was able to think levelly, because we're always in that panic state when you're going through the agoraphobia and the panic disorder and all that stuff. You're just constantly in panic. But when there's actual real situation right there, whether it be God or yourself, or whatever it is, for the most part, you're actually going to be calm. So if there was a real situation, just remind yourself, hey, I was calm last time. I'm going to be calm this time too.
Yeah. You know what? A lot of us, when we're in something, oh, hey, Faith, you want to come up?
Uh,
When we're in a situation, we can think clearly. It's when the
Mhm.
adrenaline stops that we usually go into full panic.
Right. Yeah, that's through our bloodstream. And that's why a lot of people they do exercise, because all that anxiety needs to dissipate. It needs to get out of your bloodstream. And then you start, your heartbeat will, go down a bit, and you get to whatever normal is, for you.
Right. Whatever normal is for you.
Mm.
Um, yeah. I just lost my train of thought. Sorry. Totally squirreled out. I was going to say, and it was actually quite intelligent that I thought, but it's
It
got,
always is. It's always the greatest thing ever spoken by a man or a woman ever. And you forgot.
and I forgot it. Yep, that's the story of my life.
Hi, Miss Faith.
she she just needs some bacon.
Is what? I couldn't hear you.
She needs some bacon.
I, Faith is a bacon pusher.
I'm a bacon peddler. No. Hi.
Hi.
I've dealt with a lot of anxiety, especially through the past few years. Vision, do not judge me, okay? You won't, I know. But after losing my brother and losing my brother-in-law, I've just dealt with a lot of fucking anxiety. It's very hard, guys. It's not a joke. It's a real thing that people deal with. And so when I excuse me, I'm confronted with people that are like, you just gotta buck up. It's like, kiss my fucking ass. You do not know what it's like, obviously, because you haven't dealt with it. Either you haven't dealt with it or you don't know how to deal with it. And it's so stupid when someone tells you you just gotta buck up.
So I have something to add to that, Faith, because I did experience it for about a year, and there was certain people in my life that was saying that. You know what really angered me is when they stopped saying that, when I was completely ignored to myself, when they wasn't even giving me any kind of attention at all, because in a way they don't know, so they're trying their best to say, hey, get out of your head. And at the end of the day, that's what we really do need to do, is we got to get out of our own head. We just need the right tools to do it, right? But when they finally stop saying that, and it all depends on how they're saying it. If they're saying it to be assholes, then yeah,
Huh?
smack them upside the head or something. But it's when people stop even acknowledging you, because that was one of the big things that really pushed me to get out of my house and out of my comfort zone and all that, and on top of my daughter and my life, and I needed to get things situated in my life. But it was the fact that nobody would call me anymore. Nobody, they wouldn't invite me no more. They wouldn't even take time to say, hey, get out of your head or talk down to me. They wouldn't do nothing, because it's just like, oh, he's a lost cause. So there's worse places to be than some, you know what I mean? Just you just got to discern to see if they're saying it out of love or not, because when you don't know, you don't know. And I'm not talking about a lady that went to the store and the last Prada shoes are off the thing, and oh my God, I'm having a panic attack. Oh my God, they don't have my shoes. Oh my God, because it's thrown around so much these days in materialistic ways that that's not what panic is. That's not even what anxiety is. We're running from lions. You're over there scared of a Care Bear. We're
That's it. You know
but
what? That's exactly it. I mean, people don't understand what's going on in our heads. It's really difficult. I had prepping artists on here, and we were discussing about what you should do when other people are having a panic attack. And I understand you ghetto too. Also, when people stopped calling and talk about feeling alone, that
yeah,
was
oh yeah.
that was hard to take mentally. I'm sorry. I just want to, Tony. You are free to email me anytime. Anytime, I'm more than happy to talk to you. And it's because sometimes you need a voice of somebody who has no idea, who's not close to you, who won't judge you for anything, and doesn't know the people that might be. Doesn't know you. So if you want to talk about anything, please email me. I'm always here.
Oh my God, I love your accent so freaking much. Sorry.
My accent? I don't have an accent.
Yeah, you do.
Uh-huh.
I talk as you two.
It's so fucking adorable.
I think you got a great accent.
It's so fucking cute. Like, if you want to talk to me anytime, I mean, it's so fucking adorable. But I feel the same way. Like, if any one of y'all want to call me or talk to me or email me, whatever, I'm here because I have been through a lot of shit. I know you guys have been through a lot of shit. It's really fucked up, and they make it fucked up for us, and it's like we're all dealing with anxiety, not only through what they're pushing through the mainstream news, not also through the fucking whatever they're shooting at us through the air and all that shit. But then you have family and shit that you've lost, and you're just like, I'm never gonna see them again, and things are fucked up in this world, and we need each other. We really do need each other as a community to be with each other, to take care of each other.
Yeah.
Amen.
Well, we're social by birth. I mean, this is we're not supposed to be loners. We're supposed to have a good support system around us, or at least people.
Absolutely. We are supposed to be connected. Like, we're supposed to be a family. I know you're not my bloodline family, whatever. I don't give a fuck about that. But you know what? We are supposed to be family, because we are, we believe in the same things, and we have the same beliefs, and believe in the same things, all that.
Well, we're all part of the same tribe, you know what I mean? And I know people might cringe. I think that's what my son's new word is, cringe. Um, but even Democrats are my family members. You know, there's so many divisive, anxiety, panic-inducing, so many different weapons that are aimed at us. And I believe that, and that's another way that panic attacks and and my struggles that I had went through years ago. I think it got me ready for it. You know what I mean? I'm thankful to God for it because I know now, like, I'm not going to have to go through it, during SHTF, or I'm not going to be susceptible to accept, reading every headline and, oh my God, this is happening now inside my head. I'm trying to figure out, okay, I need to prep this. I need to do this. I need to do that. So I'm actually thankful. And I know a lot of people probably think, oh, he probably never had it. Oh, how could you be thankful for panic? You got to really look at the silver lining when it comes to these particular the topics that that Coffee's bringing up for all of us. Is as long as you're not sitting there just popping a bunch of freaking what's a good one for it, magnesium or valerian root, and you're just looking for all these things to put in your mouth to stop everything. As long as you're not in that state, because hey, if you are, just know there's a better way without all the band-aids. But as long as you have a clear mind after it, knowing that, okay, I'm able to take care of I'm able to triumph over my own mind. You could triumph over anything. Once you beat your own self, you guys understand what I'm saying. Once you win that part of your brain over your own self, you can literally take on anything else that they try to send at you. And I believe I'm not egotistical, but I believe I'm a dangerous weapon at this point because I know when to unplug. I know when to throw the things away. I know when the Bluetooth or the Wi-Fi is affecting my moods or my emotions or trying to, do whatever it is it's doing. I'm able to have some discernment around it.
Yeah, and I believe that's exactly it. Once you triumph over your own, you get into these modes where you're like, I can't do this, I can't do that. Once you triumph over those, you win overall.
Right. Yes. Yes.
You get above whatever they're trying to throw at you, because they're trying to throw shit at us 24 motherfucking 7, and we all know that. And sorry, so sorry, but that is what they're doing. They're trying to throw stuff at us 24/7. And so once you can actually get into that point where you're like, yeah, whatever, I'm better than that, whatever, I can get above that, whatever, I'm better than this, then
Hmm.
you win. Then you win. They
Oh
do
yeah.
not they don't have any power over you anymore. They lose.
Yeah, and
This,
it's just like the anxiety. I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, 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 no. Ladies first. You started. Go ahead, please. Please, please.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think it's wonderful that you know when to unplug, because a lot of people with anxiety tend to kind of their brain almost thrives on it, even though they hate it. It's almost like a addiction.
It
So
is. It's the
it,
distraction that's the addiction. Sorry.
yeah, and then now you have a reason to, it's almost like you're giving your anxiety a reason for being there. Well, look what happened. I saw a video today, and the world is going to end tomorrow. So that's the reason for my fear. And it's almost like a justification too. So it's awesome that
Yeah.
you unplug and get away from everything. Because I've definitely, I tell people all the time, I go, get off of social media when you are getting too anxious. I swear it's one of the biggest contributors to it. So it's wonderful that you know when to get off.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
you are so freaking right. Like the main thing to do is just unplug. Stop it. Put it down. Let it go. Unplug. That's it. You can call your friends. Sure, that's fine. That's great. Because you know what? Um, when I call my friends, I feel empowered. I feel loved. I feel great. However, when I am on YouTube, let's say YouTube, or watching someone's videos via whatever, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, I feel like I'm like connected to something that isn't really natural. However, when I'm talking to like I think when I'm talking to like Mrs. Metal, I love it. I love her so much. She has such an energy. She has such an energy that just makes me feel so fucking amazing. And I'm just like, I want to go. I want to conquer the world. Just saying. Don't tell her this. But I mean, it's like a real actual life shit instead of YouTube shit, instead of internet shit. So I get a real fucking vibe from her, whether it's on online, whether I'm talking to her via my phone or whatever. I get this real fucking vibe. She truly loves people, and that's the vibe I get from her, and that's the vibe I want to give to everyone else.
She is awesome. Miss Metal is awesome. She has just such a nice way about her. You feel like an old friend when you talk to her, like you've known her for 100 years.
She she's amazing, and she gonna call me her little brat, and she gonna be mad at me about saying whatever the fuck I said earlier. I don't care. I'm sorry, Mrs. Metal. I love you. I love her so much. She is so sweet to me. She has a huge spot in my heart. Love her so much.
Yeah.
So I waited a little bit, Miss Coffee, to jump on here. Well, first for you to go ahead and invite me, but also to kind of see where you stood on it, right? Because you got so many people out there that are actually helping you stay in your anxiety and stay in your panic by telling you to take this herbal supplement, take this, do this, distract yourself with coloring books, distract yourself with this. those are all of our, I mean, if it helps you physically, then that's fine. But we need to stop saying to ourselves that anxiety is bad. God gave us anxiety for a reason. It didn't come from the devil. It's a very natural thing. It's how we respond to that anxiety is what is crucial in knowing, what's right or wrong or what's bad or not. You go around certain people and you just get anxious, walk away. Don't go around those people. That's the type of stuff that the anxiety's for, or going up to a burner when it's hot. You remember, even if you don't remember, you probably got burned when you were younger and you realized that, hey, whoa, I got to stay away from that. But when it's just thoughts, and that's why social media and all these things aimed at us is working, is because it's our thoughts. It's because it's giving us those headlines, the end of days, or even just simple, hey, you can't take your kid to the park anymore because there's syringes in the ground. It makes our bubble so freaking smaller and smaller to where we're isolated. And that's when they can really, do the work. But I'm going off topic on that. I'm just trying to say that what works for you is fine, but you just need to discern if it's a band-aid or not. Distracting yourself because you're really anxious is ultimately bad. It actually is. It feels good to not be anxious, but you got to make sure you feel good while you're being anxious. And I know that sounds literally counterintuitive, but you have to make sure you're not anxious for the wrong reasons. And that's kind of what I'm getting at is if you just got a thought of whatever random crazy situation and you start getting anxious and then you keep feeling it or you run away from it or you do whatever, all you're doing is you're reassuring that fear is real when all you did was make it up in your own imagination.
Sorry, I'll be right back. You guys hold down the fort for 2 seconds.
All
Hopefully
right.
it's connected.
I don't,
because I've
all
never
right.
done this before.
I don't know if she, okay,
I
me
don't,
and Faith in the house. Let's get this. Hey, no.
I don't think that's anxiety. I think that's discernment.
Right. But it induces that anxious feeling in you to where that's what I'm saying. There's a difference between the
Yeah.
discernment and the anxiety.
I mean, yeah, I guess I agree in a way with you, but uh, to me, I feel like that's discernment, not anxiety.
Which
Anxiety to me feels like you're like in fear, you're in terror,
right.
you're you're not comfortable, you're afraid. And discernment to me is very, very different. Like where you're just like, huh, I don't think you're right. I think hmm, you know, something's wrong. I don't really believe you, and all that shit.
Right. No, I definitely agree. It was a lack of better words. It's more or less like ultimately we need to not give the power to the anxiety. There's only certain times when I guess quote unquote normal person should feel anxiety, right? And I just didn't have a right example for it, I guess, but it's more or less once we give it the power is when it takes over.
Yeah, and I absolutely agree with that. So when you're feeling anxious and then you just give it power, then yeah, you're right.
But by running away from it, and that was kind of my point, was by running away from it and distracting yourself and going into, I mean, and hey, sometimes we need breaks, but even by blasting the music or something that Coffee was talking about before I jumped on here.
Well,
um
she just mistaken. She just that's for sure.
but by going to those things, because that's why a lot of people jump on their phones, is because they start feeling anxious without it, so they jump on their phone to distract themselves. It's all about distraction, and I just don't think God wants us distract all the time. Like all of a sudden you realize your whole life is one big distraction. Even if you're
Okay,
getting things done, you're still distracted. You're staying distracted by everything.
okay, but well, maybe by being on the phone, you're you're contributing to the anxiety because the phone clearly pushes waves that are, I mean, let's just say it, they're fucking up our natural
Yep.
forms. Like what we should actually be doing are getting off of our phones. And I love you, but I'm saying like we should be getting off of them and going outside barefoot and just walking
Well,
around and just being one with the earth. And I am not a fucking what do you want to call it? An
a
earth.
hippie?
A
Is
tree
that,
hugger?
is that Wolfie? Is that Wolfie?
No, you're not a hippie. What's up, Wolf?
How you guys doing?
Wolfie! Hey,
You're doing awesome here.
I love
How's
you, Wolfie.
your wife? What's? I hope everything is okay.
Wolfie, love you. Do not get quiet. Do not get quiet.
How are you guys doing? Can you hear me okay?
Okay.
Be careful with Wolfie.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Coffee, Faith, hello. Hello, everybody in the chat.
Hi,
What's
Wolf.
this? I'm in
How's
my
your,
kit.
how's
I'm
your
in my,
wife doing?
she's doing okay. She's on oxygen. Um,
Oh,
her her lungs will not release carbon monoxide.
Oh,
That's why she was in. Besides her cutting her hand open last Friday,
yeah.
they kept her in the hospital for 3 days because her body's not. We inhale oxygen, exhale carbon monoxide, but her body is not releasing that carbon monoxide. That's why she kept passing out.
oh my God. So what are they doing for her? Is she gonna be all right?
She's on oxygen. She has a portable oxygen and she has to sleep with oxygen at night.
Well, definitely send it
Oh,
for your wife.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry she's going through that, man.
This has
Definitely
been going
prayers up.
on for a while. And the doctors, I know you guys are talking about anxiety and
yes, it
everything.
is, huh?
And so maybe that anxiety did hit me a little bit. But I do not trust these doctors that she's working with. The hospital finally told her this is what's going on. Her family doctor has no clue. They just want to push pills. Take this pill.
Yeah,
Take this pill.
yeah.
Yep.
So,
Course,
but
course.
she's doing better. But thanks for letting me having me on the panel.
Of course.
Aw, God, you gotta give
Hey,
my sweet Wolfie, sweetheart, a hug, and then
I will.
I'm gonna smack you with a newspaper. Yeah.
hey, Wolf, have you researched anything about Molian?
No, I have not.
If you want, write it down and check out the medicinal parts of it. It actually detoxes our lungs, and
Okay.
it's got a lot of benefits for us, man. It's actually a weed that grows crazily, but it does. If there's anything that could help from it, maybe there is within Molian, because it goes straight for our lungs.
Okay. Well, I will say this. She she's on a lot of pills. So this last incident that she got herself in that sent her to the hospital, when I went to the hospital Saturday morning, they literally took her off a bunch of pills and said, you only take these three. So I'm hoping that also helps her.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. Also, make sure you check if you know Casey Little Owl, right? You follow her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, talk to her too, because she knows all about so much stuff. It's amazing.
So, but she's doing better. She's finally sleeping. Uh, whatever was going on with her body, she was when she would pass out and her body would go into like convulsions, and she was
Oh,
flipping out of bed. I mean, she's got wound. If you saw her right now, you would think I'm beating the crap out of her. She has bruises on her eye, bruise down here, bruise on her arm, bruise from her falling, and that's because she was passing out.
Wow, that's
oh, that's fine.
So
horrible.
this is all new to me. All new to me. She is turning. My wife is from her hip operation. She has brittle bones, but she is turning me into a nurse.
Oh, stop that shit. Shut up.
I just had a really bad image in my head, man.
Can you see
You
the
know,
wolf?
You being a
you know,
nurse.
you know,
No, ghetto. I've got all kinds of first aid out in the living room, from everything that's been going on. So, I mean,
Yeah.
she sliced her thumb open right here last Friday. I was doing a lot. I was live with Mad Shad actually when it happened, and
Mm.
she came out to the living room and she's like, "Hon, I think I fucked up." And she showed me, and I could have swore I saw bone. I was like, and got into my first aid, started
oh,
wrapping her up, and called 911 because yes, we were drinking beer, so I wasn't going to drive. So, but like I said, she's doing better. She's doing her oxygen the way she's supposed to. So,
yeah.
Wolf, are you able to see the chat?
yes.
Okay. Dana said something about a ball thing that helps with breathing.
Oh, I have no idea about that.
A plastic thing with a
A
ball.
plastic ball that helps I am not familiar with that. No, this is all new to me. All this is all new.
So what you're dealing with right now, Wolf, is the real anxiety, like the pretty much the reason why I believe God gave us anxiety and anxiousness and stuff, because you're anxious for your wife. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like,
anxious. Yes. Okay, I get that because I did make the comment that I've never had anxiety attacks or anything like that.
right,
But
right.
I guess I am. I was a nervous fucking wreck. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm
Well, I
going to
think that's
work.
why it's built in. I think that's why it's built into us, though. You know what I mean? It's so we can have more understanding and empathy for our loved ones or ourselves when we're sick. You know,
Right.
we're
Oh,
more
believe
aware.
me, I have a lot of empathy for people and what they go through.
Right, right.
Um, it's crazy though. I mean, like going, while I was at work, knowing my wife's laying in the hospital, you have all this shit going through your head.
Yeah.
So, but it's what do they say? One day at a time, one step at a time. Don't over don't overthink things if you can help it.
Hmm.
Don't I don't know how to explain it.
It's
You
the
know what?
future thinking. Sorry, coffee.
No, that's okay. I was going to say we. I think most of us, at least with anxiety, are overthinkers, and prepping. We are overthinkers. Preppers are overthinkers. I mean, just by
Right,
nature. So it's hard to say don't overthink.
right. It is. It really is because I do it. I had a person. I'm 61 years old. I had a family member tell me years ago. Think of the worst possibility that could happen, whatever their situation is. And if that worst thing does not happen, you're going to be okay. Meaning, okay, we're talking about shit hits the fan. Okay, so you're thinking about shit hits the fan. What if a nuclear bomb falls? And if it doesn't fall, you were prepared for it and you're okay. If that makes any sense.
It does.
You going to bed? My wife's going to bed. Hang on.
Okay.
Night, hon. Okay.
She's got a whole chain of prayers here going.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Most definitely.
Okay.
Or you can invite him out, Brian. Brian
Right,
said,
right.
just tell the monsters to stay under the bed or in the closet. And I'm under the assumption that you just invite them out. Show them, don't give them the power to think that you're scared of them.
Right, right. All right, she's laying down, so I'm back in the living room.
Exactly.
Let me see if I can fix my camera.
Aren't we already in the zombie apocalypse, though, guys? I mean, how many people do we see attached to their phone walking through the streets and the malls and the stores? I mean,
Right.
to me, that's the definition of a zombie.
Yeah.
It's correct. Yeah, I mean, we can tell who they are right now, right? They look like monsters. It's insane.
It's even at work. We have issues with people at work that cannot stay off their cell phone. And it's a big issue. And, I had to tell my my supervisor, I said, look, if you see me on my phone, it's because I have to stay in contact with my wife with the health issues that she has going on. So he's like, okay. But you see other people, they're playing games on their phone, or they're watching movies, or just straight out bullshit.
Yep. I go into the supermarket and in the middle of like doing my order, they stop and take a text. I'm like, seriously? You can't go up with it that long. And my biggest pet peeve, oh my God, is when people are driving and texting.
Oh, especially at the stop sign or a stoplight. Sitting at the stoplight, the light turns green and that car in front of you is still just sitting there because they're doing this, not paying attention.
Yep, and I'm quick with that horn. And I'm telling you, I'm in the wrong spot for it because somebody's going to shoot me one day.
Oh, right.
Well, oh God, I have to admit that I will sit there at the stoplight and I'll look at my text messages. However, I'm real quick about it. And, okay,
Nope.
scream.
That day, I pulled the phones out of people's hands when they were driving and I was in the passenger seat.
I'm
like,
I know. It should
It's my life.
Yo, my phone should be taken out of my fucking hand. I admit it though. I do that shit. That's fucked up.
I don't. I mean,
No.
I have my phone with me when I'm in the car, and if it rings, it just rings. I won't answer it.
Yeah.
Or if I get a notification,
Right, yeah.
whatever,
Mhm.
I don't touch it.
Yeah.
The only thing I use my phone for is I plug it in so I can play my playlist. That's it.
I have my phone in my car, and if it rings, it rings. And if I can't, if I'm not at a stoplight or anything like that, I touch it. I will not touch it. And then if I do, even reach for it, my daughter will be like, "Mom, What the fuck you? She's 17, guys, so don't. She's 17, so she's just like, Mom, no. I'm just like, all right, sorry.
Hey, I don't know if I missed it, but who won on Hudson Valley? Teresa, Shannon, I think you guys were there. Who won the bag? I hope it was Eric or STP.
Oh no, Love and Life won the bag.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was Love and Life.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I met them at VP's Bug Out. Love and
Yeah.
Life. They're a good couple. They're
Yeah, I've only talked to them on here, and I know that they're upstate. But I love them. I love those little shorts they put out and stuff. And they
right.
really good videos that I learned so much from.
They're good people. They're good people.
Yeah.
Wait, y'all had the bug out already?
It was May 5th.
It was like a month ago.
Yeah, no, it was the beginning of the month.
Man, I'm so bummed.
It was a good time. I got to meet Devil Dog, Trent, Irishman, Dan H.
My gosh, are you serious?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was a good time. We had a good time.
that's amazing. I love
I
that.
Yeah, it's just too far. It's a
Yeah,
10
too far. Too
hour.
far for my blood.
For you guys, let's see. Coffee, you're in New York. Faith, where are you at?
I'm in Iowa.
You're in Iowa, okay.
Yeah.
And where's Ghetto? Where do you live?
Planet Earth.
Planet Earth. And
No, I'm in Oregon. I'm in Oregon, man.
Ghetto.
That's There's some things about Oregon.
So Ghetto, is your planet Earth flat or is it round?
It all depends, man. It all depends.
It all depends. Okay, I got you.
Oh, fuck. Well, why did you wake shit up?
What
Depends if
happened?
you have a full
Oh,
map.
boy. Oh, boy. God damn, boy.
I was Faith. I was joking. I actually did a video about the people that think the Earth is flat.
I mean, I've never been around it. I like actually listening to people's views on it. I mean, they point a few things. They point a few things out on the Bible where, you know, God says the four corners of the earth, et cetera, et cetera. I've never been past the United States other than Tijuana, Mexico. So I don't know. To me, it doesn't matter whether it's square, round, sphere, flat. It don't matter to me.
Ghetto, I was afraid to go to Tijuana.
Oh, you should have been, man. I was too.
I was when I was in California, when I was stationed out there in California back in '89, there was a lot of guys. Oh, let's go to Tijuana. Let's go to Tijuana. I was like, nope. I heard too many scary things about it. I am not doing it.
Well, luckily I was ghetto enough to fit in. All the Suburbans and the rich kids, we'd party out in the square, and then they'd be, having a great time with their bleach blonde hairs and gold chains on, thinking they're, the next day they got 2 black eyes, broken arm. I'm like, man, you don't come to a country, especially a city like this, that is such poverty, and sit there and flash all that you think you have, man. Come on, man. That's
right.
It's just idiot. Yeah, it's.
Yep. I get it. No, I was in Spain. I was in Guam. And some other places, and the Earth is not flat.
So do we rotate, or does the universe rotate around us?
No, I think we rotate.
All right, all right.
I don't. It's just amazing how some people think. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right. No, I get it. I get it. I mean, to me, it's funny how people just completely brainwash themselves with stuff that they look into and read. And, oh, well, it's on the internet. I can give you facts. I can give you facts.
Right.
And that, that is one thing I actually agree with Trump. There's a lot of fake news out there, and I actually think the internet itself is literally fake news, unless it's being used as a tool, something like this, where people are getting together having
Right.
conversations.
Exactly. Right.
Everything else is just fake news. It's there, it's there to cater to the Antichrist, if you ask me.
Right. Right. And you just made a good point too, Ghetto. It's what we share, what we put out with our content. Is believable over the bullshit they show on TV, CNN, CBS, all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do our research. We look into stuff. We share information that we feel is relevant. And that's, with Faith and Coffee, Ghetto, you, and all the other people that I follow you guys for a reason, because I believe in what you say. And Faith,
Definitely.
I wonder about you sometimes, though. Now I'm fucking with you.
What the fuck?
Faith, I love you. You're a good person.
All right, guys, I gotta actually start shutting this down because I have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
No, I want to know what Wolf. Wolf, what the fuck are you talking about?
I was messing with you, Faith.
You wonder about me? What the fuck you wondering?
I wonder about all y'all.
Oh my god.
Faith, I like you, or I wouldn't mess with you. That's the way I roll. Do you understand now? It's all good, man. It's all good. Don't worry about it.
Coffee, I want to thank you.
Thank you, Coffee, for having me on the panel.
Of course. And I have to say, Sarah, you have great perspective.
Sweetheart, you are so sweet. We love you so much.
Aw.
Yes,
Even without the bacon?
even without the bacon.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming up.
Well, thank you for bringing this topic to, attention to a lot of people, because there's a stigma around it that, it tells people that you're weak if you suffer from any type of these disorders or whatnot. But in reality, you're one of the strongest people around. If you can battle your own self and live to, tell about it, that's some strength right now. That's some strength right there. And I appreciate you bringing it to the forefront for the community. Thank you very much, Coffee. And thank you for having me as well.
Oh, yeah. No, I love, you know what? You have a little bit of a different perspective, and you said a few things that really were so true. And I was like, wow, but I never really thought of it that way. I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. So thank you for coming up. Wolf, please, sending prayers for your wife. Thanks for coming up.
Thank you.
Amen, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you. God be with you, man, for real.
You guys.
Everybody have a wonderful night, and anybody, especially anybody who served, I just want to thank you. And that's it. You guys have anything else you want to say?
No, thank you. Thank you for everybody that served. Me and my family are deeply in your debt, and I'll try to do what I can for my kids for what you fought for. That's pretty much all I can do as a man, is teach my kids the right way and why our servicemen died for us. Not all this extra stuff that they're telling them. I gotta,
Yeah.
Thank you, Coffee.
Thank you, Ghetto, and thank you, Coffee. And yes, thank you to, I'm ex-military, but I still give a shout out to my military family, especially the ones that have fallen. So blessed be and stay safe. I love you guys. And thanks for having me on the panel. Coffee. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you
God
coming up.
bless y'all.
God
Freedom.
bless you.